Commander Lack stared at the view screen in disbelief. The invasion fleet, once proud and untouchable, now drifted in ruins against the backdrop of the blue-green world below. 3,000 ships reduced to floating debris in less than one planetary rotation. The greatest armada in Galactic Coalition history, obliterated. "Impossible," he whispered. His second-in-command, Officer Wren, approached with a datapad trembling in her four-fingered hand. "Sir, Central Command has updated their classification of the target planet," she said, her voice barely audible. "They've designated it Class 15. Lax turned slowly, his facial membranes paling. "Class 15? There hasn't been a Class 15 in recorded history. Until now," Wren replied. "Earth is the first." The bridge fell silent. Everyone knew what Class 15 meant. Extreme hazard, approach prohibited, extinction-level threat to all galactic life, a death sentence to any who landed. 3 weeks earlier, Grand Admiral Vox had addressed 10,000 Coalition officers in the Great Hall of Unity. His booming voice echoed through the chamber as tactical displays showed the small, unassuming planet called Earth. "Intelligence suggests these humans possess rudimentary space travel capabilities and moderate weapons technology. Their planet has been classified preliminarily as Class 7, dangerous but conquerable. Our objective is simple: secure the planet's resources and establish forward operating bases for our expansion into the Spiral Arm." Tactical Officer Tom, recently promoted and stationed aboard the flagship Unwavering Dominance, had studied Earth extensively. Something about the classification troubled him. Class 7 seemed too low for a species that had survived on a planet with such environmental extremes. He approached his superior after the briefing. "Commander, I believe we may be underestimating these humans. Their historical records indicate remarkable adaptability and tenacity in warfare." His concerns were dismissed with a laugh. "They fight with chemical propellants and nuclear fission. We have quantum weaponry and planetary shields. The operation will be complete within days." Tom wasn't convinced, but orders were orders. The invasion began with textbook precision. 3,000 ships surrounded Earth, blocking communications and preparing for the first strike. Humanity was given the standard ultimatum: surrender or face annihilation. Earth's response came not in words but in action. From hidden bases across the planet, thousands of missiles launched simultaneously. The Coalition dismissed them as primitive threats, easily neutralized by their defense systems. They were wrong. The missiles fragmented mid-flight, releasing millions of microscopic drones that penetrated ship hulls through maintenance ports and ventilation systems. Once aboard, they targeted critical systems and crew members alike. Coalition soldiers fell by the hundreds, their combat suits useless against weapons designed to infiltrate at the molecular level. Officer Tom watched in horror from the tactical station as ship after ship went dark. They'd been planning for this, he realized. They knew we were coming. On Earth, General Maria stood in the combined military command center beneath Rocky Mountain. Screens displayed the ongoing battle. "In orbit. Phase 1 complete," reported her aide, Captain Robert. "Drone swarms have disabled 60% of their fleet. The rest are in disarray." Maria nodded grimly. "Begin Phase 2. Across Earth's oceans, submarines surfaced briefly to launch modified intercontinental ballistic missiles. These carried no nuclear warheads, but something far more dangerous: electromagnetic pulse generators designed specifically to target alien technology. The remaining Coalition ships found their systems failing as invisible waves washed over them. Ships drifted helplessly, life support systems flickering. "They've adapted their primitive technologies to counter our advanced systems," Admiral Vox realized too late. How could they have known our vulnerabilities? Aboard his command vessel, Commander Lax made a desperate decision. "Prepare the planet cracker weapon. If we cannot have Earth, no one will." The massive weapon began charging, its power core glowing ominously. But Earth had one final surprise. From a secret orbital platform disguised as space debris, a single human vessel detached. It accelerated toward the command ship at impossible speeds, piloted by a volunteer on a one-way mission. Officer Tom spotted it on sensors. Commander, unknown object approaching at... The human ship slammed into the command vessel's main reactor, triggering a chain reaction that engulfed the Coalition flagship and the planet cracker weapon in a blinding explosion. 1 month later, the Galactic Coalition Council convened an emergency session. Based on the total failure of our military operation and the unexpected technological capabilities demonstrated by the humans, we have no choice but to reclassify Earth, announced the council leader. Effective immediately, it is designated a Class 15 Deathworld, the first in our history. Murmurs spread through the assembly. Furthermore, continued the leader, we must acknowledge that our intelligence was catastrophically flawed. The humans were not primitive. They were hiding their true capabilities, waiting for someone to attack. A hologram activated, showing intercepted human communications. A woman's voice spoke calmly. We've known about the Coalition for decades. We monitored your transmissions, studied your technology, and prepared our defenses. We didn't want this war, but we were ready for it. The council sat in stunned silence. Back on Earth, General Maria and her team watched the Coalition retreat from the solar system. Do you think they'll return? Asked Captain Robert. Maria shook her head. Not for a very long time. The Class 15 designation will ensure that. What exactly does Class 15 mean to them? Robert wondered. Maria smiled thinly. It means they finally understand what we've known all along. Humanity doesn't just survive on a death world, we thrive on it. Everything that tried to kill us over millions of years just made us stronger. She turned to look at the star map, where a protective zone now surrounded Earth's solar system. They came expecting easy conquest, she said. Instead, they found the most dangerous species in the galaxy, right when we were ready to show them exactly what that means.